Welcome to Joint Effort PAs, where two orthopedic surgery PAs get real about life in medicine. From tips and tricks to professional growth, work-life balance, and everything in between. We're here to share what we've learned and what we're still figuring out. Let's get into it. Our energy in a good place?
Yeah, no, energy in a good place. I feel like we should.
I know. I feel like sometimes I'm too negative.
I don't think.
I'm a martyr.
Oh my God. I don't think that's it. I think we all ride the emotional roller coaster of everything. And again, we talked about it
hard.
Dude, I'm still on it.
I know you
but
rode it hard.
Yeah, these holiday weeks though, like they're teed up to be, oh my God, it's a short week. And it's always
it's
like,
terrible.
It's just everything shoved into one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just is.
You just had too many things happen to you over the weekend.
It was so many things, but
I mean, what can you say from it for the people?
Tomorrow's another day.
Tomorrow's another day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if nothing else, our life events just make us better sounding boards for anyone else who has any questions.
That's
like
correct.
if you asked me right now the most off the wall thing, I'd be like, yeah, I've been through that.
Yeah, like that has happened to me before. So
yeah.
And that brings me comfort. Like last week when, or I don't even know how, I guess it wasn't even that long ago. Whenever I told you like, hey, I don't have auth on my first patient for Tuesday after a holiday weekend, so I'm going to have to individually call every patient and try to reorder them
I've done that.
for Tuesday. Beth was like, oh, I've done that.
Yeah, I've done that.
Like, okay.
Yeah. No, you move it to the last. Did you get auth for it?
So funny story. Well, it's not funny. It doesn't feel funny.
No.
Yet.
Right. Yeah. Tomorrow might.
Maybe tomorrow. But I came here. I started reordering them. You know, of course, people weren't answering phone calls, whatever. I was like, I'm going to make the person who's not authorized last so that we don't have a fucking 2.5 hour gap. We're not doing anything.
Yeah.
If it potentially can't go. So I found two patients that were willing to come in early that came in at like 6 and 6:45 arrivals, whatever. So I'm like, oh, perfect. We have the morning set up. And that was Monday, Memorial Day at like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
I started working things out, called the patient who wasn't authorized, let them know. I'm with that. Cool. 4:45, somebody from the office logs on 4:45 p.m. Monday and was like, it's authorized.
Oh, P.S. It was authorized Friday. Right?
Yeah, I know. I was like, that would have been the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
So, after the hours of that, my doc was like, so what's the plan for tomorrow? And I was like, well, we're starting with these two little ones. The other one is now authorized because I've already told these people now that
I will not call them back. I will not call them back.
We're not redoing all of this. The hospital was like, did you contact all the reps? Yes, done. Like, talked to all of them, told them to change times. Show up. First rep isn't there.
They overslept or something.
If you're listening to this right now.
I know. I still am mad at you.
About it.
Yeah.
No, it ended up being fine. That case went a little longer than we wanted to, but on a positive note, it was a good day. We did a total for a proximal humerus fracture. Didn't have to plate the elbow. She also had a distal humerus fracture, so that would have been like a whole conundrum if we had to take everything down and then like prep and drape and do the elbow. But yeah, we did another BioPro, little thumb implant.
Little thumb cutie.
It was good. Went well. So that was good. And then, today was just yet another cluster of overbooking oneself.
Did you successfully navigate your day of overbookings?
I don't think
I want to look. Hold on. I'm going to look right now and see what you guys did.
The answer is no.
Oh my God. You had so many cases today.
The kicker.
Like, I know that, right? Like, I already know the conversation.
It was bad.
Some point is going to be like,
don't ever let that happen again.
No, like, why do you guys book your cases for an hour when it takes 2? Yeah, and the answer is to fit on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to fit on 7.
To fit on 7 in an afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we do that. Like,
it was a flip day. So arguably when I look at these times for things, if something takes 45 minutes,
add 15.
You normally have to add at least 15 for closure turnover.
Yeah.
Probably 20 for closure and turnover. But I don't add in that time and account for it when we flip because it doesn't exist. So,
but do you flip with the same staff, different room, therefore?
No.
Okay, good.
No, it's a true...
Because that's a different flip.
All right. Not a flop.
Yeah.
Consider that
That is a flop, yeah.
Which flops are good. They're
flops are better than non-flips or flops.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But, the issue was that we had clinic until a certain time. Things maybe should have it could have been done a little bit differently.
Could have been
in
done
retrospect.
differently.
Yeah, I would have done at least 4 things differently today if I could go backwards in time, but I can't.
Yeah.
And so I will reflect on that for another moment in life.
I again, low clinic volume week because we lost Monday.
Yeah.
However, I was overbooked today. I'm overbooked tomorrow. I'm overbooked for clinic. I don't even have on
Oh,
Friday.
yeah, you have your 40
I do.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's 42 now, of course, because it always is, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, overbooked. But today today, like the smoothest part of the week was what I dreaded the most, which was clinic day. It was great. Finished. Had time to, had a meeting during lunch. Like all my notes are closed. What?
Yeah.
Closed.
Yeah,
Done.
that's great. Yeah, my notes are, well, okay. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
They were closed
Yeah,
last
that's a-
night
that's a
when I
false
went to
statement.
sleep at
Yeah.
11 o'clock at night, but then I forgot I had a whole clinic today. And
I know.
now
Yeah.
there's 19 open that are staring at me. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Patient cases and things. Oh,
Yep.
gross. I'll do
All
that
of it.
tonight. I'm going to have a glass of Prosecco when I go home.
Yes,
and I'm
you
just gonna
are. Yep. That's
roll
right.
through some stuff.
So, again, question for this week, for last week, for all the weeks to come. Why is the grass always greener? Like, why is it when we're in our roles?
Yeah.
Why is it circumstantially, or when you talk to other people? Like, why do I have these like feelings of longing for something else?
Do you?
No,
I
like
don't-
it's circumstantially when someone tells me,
Do you have an
listen, hold on.
intervention? Oh my God.
No. This is no. To be clear, disclaimer, love what I do. But when I hear about people going on to do other things,
Yeah.
for a second, I do
Okay.
the whole like, I can do that.
Yeah, like,
Like we had a PA, we had a nurse practitioner who worked in our urgent care. It was not a good fit. Knew right off the bat personality of the nurse practitioner, and then one of the surgeons here was too aggressive. They didn't want to work in a scenario where feelings get heated. Okay, some people call it yelling, some people call it passion. I don't know. Anyway, she left and does Botox, and like when she said that,
yeah.
I like I pause, and for like a second, I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah, like, what?
Like I can do that. I was looking at something, and it's on my algorithm for whatever reason on Instagram. It's this former PA that got burned out working in ER and whatever, and now
Put burnout in quotes, like, ugh.
it's just like a sitting in clinic. It's like, yeah, it's things that shouldn't exist. But she got burnt out, which again, everybody has their different limit. So she didn't look like she'd been long enough in the
Yeah.
field to be burnt out. But again,
She's been working for a
that's me, right? And now she is a fitness coach, works from home, has time to like wake up and work out whenever she wants.
Yeah.
Her workout clothes match. Like I was like, oh, that's like, again, I was like, oh,
Like, good for you, but I don't know. Part of what I think brings us enjoyment is like, I don't know, the drive to just like do more.
yeah. But for instance, like medical sales reps. It's a great job.
In my mind.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, why do I look at them sometimes, not all the time? Our one of our reps that we work with that we see, she's working for a new company. It's a new implant. I feel like she's doing all these like creative PowerPoint presentations, and she meets with us to give us our like quarterly stuff. Yeah. She's got like a great sales personality. And again, I've thought like, how does she, I could crush this. She travels all over the place. Yeah. And then I saw her yesterday when we had our procedure, and I gave her some news that wasn't great, and she looked defeated. Oh. And then I was kind of like, oh, all right, well, that would kind of suck too. But I sat there thinking, but I sat there
for her versus what you had to do.
Okay, well, that's not the topic of the conversation, but no, but again, I whimsically think of this, and I'm like, I could do that. Like I could do that. Like when people leave the OR and like my kids are sick, and I'm like, wait, what? You have coverage?
Like what's happening? Like,
yeah, nurse anesthetist.
Yeah.
Another example. I feel like I could do that.
I couldn't, because there's saliva that comes out of people's mouths and tubes, and I personally can't deal with that.
But I guess
that's an issue for
I guess
me.
do I think about wanting to do that because I actually want to do that, or because I need to conquer that to know that I made the right decision?
I think you just know in your mind, you're like, I could conquer.
I could do that.
Like it is something that I have the potential for.
I guess.
But like, I don't know.
Yeah. But
like somebody has to fill your role.
Yeah.
You're the only one that can fill your role. So somebody has to do it.
Yeah. But even like when I have providers that, move on to the next thing and they tell me what the next thing is, I'm like, I could do that. Like, just like my initial response is always like, I would crush that.
Yeah.
Like I superimpose myself and then I think of how I would do in that situation.
Yeah.
And then things like this, like you'll tell me how your week went. By the way, it's been a 2-day week so far.
Yeah.
And I'll say to myself,
the drain.
I say to myself, like, oh my God, I did hand and wrist in my old practice, like a day a week. And I'm like, I could do that. And then you'll tell me about today. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm all right.
Well, I don't want to do what you did on Tuesday.
No, so. I know. But anyway, the whole like.
Have we both done those things before?
Yeah. But I think like part of what makes us feel normal, at least on joint effort PAs, is when we talk about like our weeks that go like completely awry. And I think I think you long for like what you consider to be easier or you consider to be more predictable. And then I think that's where that stems from.
Yeah, I don't know that I like every so often I think of that. Would that be healthier to have more?
Oh, I didn't say healthier.
Yeah,
I just am like,
I don't want healthier though. Yeah, that's how I reflect on it. I don't know that I want that.
Okay. Well, anyway,
I'm not saying anything's unhealthy, but it's just different preferences.
Different preferences. I guess. Okay, follow-up question to why is the grass always greener? Will you ever be satisfied with the challenges that you have, or do you always want more?
I always want more. I don't think I will ever be satisfied. I don't think I think about this often, and I don't think anything will satisfy me in every area of my life. Is that bad?
No, but okay. Why? But I guess what I'm asking is why is part of me like always thinking about like, well, I could do that, and then part of me is always like, kick it up a notch. Yeah, kick it up a notch.
Like, do you still
like those are very opposite feelings?
Yeah. Do you feel satisfied today?
In 50% of what I did.
Another 50%.
There's another 50%. Yeah. Like I've got a patient at the hospital and I didn't discharge. I got another patient that I didn't, I'm waiting for follow up on. Clinic got killed. But 90% of my emotional energy went into clinic today and I finished it and I'm not satisfied.
Yeah. But so like I feel satisfied in my job in the sense that like I love what I do and I don't want to do anything different. And the idea of doing something different isn't appealing to me at all.
Yeah.
Like zero. But do I want to do more or do I think of like what else can I add on to that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Often, frequently.
It's like the same theory as like when we moved like 10, 11 years ago, I continued to look on realtor.com. For houses. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. I don't like look for other jobs, but I feel I think what it is, and again, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but I don't know if it's why is the grass always greener, but I need to place myself in other people's shoes to solidify my decision that what I'm doing is the right thing for me. Yeah. Like the houses, like I literally go through virtual tours of the house and I'm like, that's nice, but I'm good.
Location isn't great.
Isn't great.
It's not as good as what I have now. Yeah. Or like, but my house has this.
But these are all like fantasy things. These are never anything that I would pull the trigger on, but I just feel like it's a necessary part of my process.
Yeah.
As is always feeling like there needs to be more.
There just needs to be more. There always can be more.
Yeah.
I think too, like looking through those things and that helps you know what you appreciate about what you do. Like for me, I look at other, people's roles or jobs or whatever. And like, there's some PAs who do like locums positions. Like travel 4 months at a time and take over somebody's maternity leave and work in joints. And then maybe they do an ortho like spine position for a couple months. And same thought process. Like, I could do that. Like that would be cool, right?
Yeah.
We'll travel all over and, that be able to like make your schedule and not be fully committed to anything. But I'm like, but I don't want to not be fully committed. I want something that I'm fully committed in. Like, I want it to be mine. And I also really value like the teamwork aspect of things too. And
Yes, you do.
Yeah, because I am the golden retriever.
Yes,
and
you do.
That's the most important to me. And so but it's like you're saying, you look at these things and you're like, huh.
Yeah.
But I'm good.
Yeah, I couldn't, but I'm good. That's all. Yeah. But
well, I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah, no,
so somebody doesn't listen to this and
oh my God, no, it will turn into a spiral situation.
I was like, wait.
No, but you didn't stop me.
I was like, oh my God.
You didn't stop me. No, these are just ramblings. I mean, this has been already, it's a 2-day week thus far. And this week has been pedal to the metal, man. It has been all go.
We just need a glass of wine or something.
Yeah, no, these are just musings. I mean, that's it.
Also related to the fact that, We have colleagues who have listened and brought forth questions or opinions on how to deal with maybe, not loving their current positions and just wondering how to either embrace what they have, or when do you switch it up? Do you switch it up?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think what we like to hit on, what we like to talk about is like, I could very easily, take a question from a PA, like even the students that we've had that when they're like, how do you know? And like, how do you know what job to pick? And how do you know when you're in it, if it's good enough or it's not good enough? Like, I feel like I would have a very robust answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't even think you can make that decision. Like, I think you need to be in it for a while.
Yeah, you can't. I think you do have to give whatever you have chosen. Like, clearly you committed to whatever job you pick for a reason.
Yeah.
In the moment, at the time, there was something about it appealing to you. And maybe it develops into something that you're like, this isn't quite what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But I think you do have to give everything like a good, fair effort and chance, because there's always something to learn from it.
But don't you think, though, that like in whatever job that you're in, you can put your stamp on something? Like if someone else filled your role, or someone did when you're on vacation, which they won't, because one, you never take vacation, and two, you would never let anybody fill your role. But let's say they did, they're not going to do it the way you would do it. They're just not going to do it. Yeah. So minimally, I think like any new provider in a role, put your stamp on it, personalize it, make it better. I mean,
the person who, like the best one who has ever done that thing, and somebody will hopefully notice by that.
And I think you very much learn from the things that you don't like, right? Like, oh, I took this job and, it was super high volume and they told me it was this, but I ended up doing, all this stuff. Well, I mean, if you're someone who doesn't like the extras, that's going to chip away at you year after year after year. And if you're someone that took the job because everything was good, but the surgeon, guess what? That's not going to change. And then, eventually that unfortunately is kind of a deal breaker, but
not liking who you work with. Well, that is a huge problem.
That's a huge problem.
Not liking what you do, that can be changed, I think, to a degree, because there's PAs out there who maybe prefer a more low clinic volume role and non-surgical things. Apparently those jobs exist. I'm finding out about this for the first time.
So
mostly because I never have entertained the idea of anything like that.
But to take it one step further, though, let's say you're a PA, and I think this is the nature of, we had one of our listeners write in and ask some advice. Like, say you're a PA and you're in a role and it doesn't seem optimal, it's kind of suboptimal, and you yearn to make it better, and you're looking how to do that. Like, what if what you're giving in the role is not enough to make that role satisfactory for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have, again, a similar, I don't remember word for word what it was, but a similar situation where like, hey, what are the strategies I take? Because I'm committed enough to want to make this work. Like, how far do I go?
Yeah.
Right.
I think and I look at it from my perspective with the urgent care stuff too. Like, was I fully committed to being in urgent care forever? No. But was I going to make it like be as good as I could in that role for a period of time? And then that is hopefully that gets noticed or appreciated, and people can see you're ready for the next thing. Or you can at minimum find somebody to advocate for you. So like for this person specifically, right, if there's a specific doc that they work with a lot, if you can prove and show that you're really good at what you do and build trust, they'll advocate for you.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I also think find a mentor. Like if you like what someone does, like if you're a new PA and there's a senior PA and you see what they do and you're like, I want to do what they do, mirror everything, like all their habits, the way that they do stuff, the way they spend their downtime, the way that they interact with patients. Like that's huge. If you want to be recognized and you want to do more, find a mentor and mirror them.
Yeah. Or just come in like you did and be like, I'm going to take the job.
It's called bulldozing.
Bulldozing. You can either be the mentee of said person or you can bulldoze them.
But did I have a mentor? I don't even think I had a mentor.
Yeah, who was your mentor?
No, I had a doc that I worked with initially for 8 years before I moved down here. And he just really cared for the growth of his practice with me in it. Like he made me feel very important from the start, even when my decisions were like, like they didn't mean anything.
You were like, oh, you look back on it, you're like,
why was he asking my opinion? Yeah. But I think that confidence, like he the confidence he had, it mirrored in me in that way. And I think that again, all things happen for a reason, right? It was a great stepping stone for what my next job was, which is this, you know? Yeah. So I think that was all necessary. Without him, I think, you know, I don't know what I would be. Yeah. Maybe I would be I'd be the overstimulated PA. Maybe I would be one of those like people that we didn't even talk about.
Yeah.
One of those archetypes we didn't even talk about.
Yeah. You would be the like boundary.
God, what if I was a crier?
Oh my God, a crier.
That's a crier
/ overstimulated.
Oh my God, I would be.
I think the mentorship thing is super, super important because you can, obviously they'll have advice to give you on how to get to that point.
Yeah.
They're going to have connections and stuff too, but that really like builds who you are and how you work and how you practice.
But I also think like I'm a big fan of make a list of stuff that you're comfortable with, which again, that helps build your confidence. Make a list of stuff you're uncomfortable with, the stuff you're uncomfortable with, instead of putting that on the list of like, ooh, I'm scared. Tackle each one of those. Do all the things you're uncomfortable with. So that list becomes smaller and smaller. Yeah. So you may not know if you're being guided by the things that you already told yourself you're never going to do, right? Like, I don't feel comfortable with that or something like that. But if you take that list and you slowly start to attack that, like that's the difference. Like,
the whatever course.
Yeah. Next thing you know, your resume or your skills are just, you know, you compare to the next person, you can do this or they can't. Oh, I can do it. No problem.
Yeah. You work in a hospital setting, hang out in the ED more, like do the reductions. Like just
but even stuff like when I first started here, it was, you know, admitting a patient. I was like, like, how do I do that? Right. I don't know how to do that. Like, who do I call? Who do I ask to help me? No. Now I get to the point where I just figure it out.
You figure it out.
And then, you know, order a PICC line. Okay.
Trial by fire.
Don't have antibiotics. I guess I'll find an infusion agency. Yeah. Like you just figure it out as opposed to being stopped and saying, I don't know how to do that. Like, I think that's little things over time.
Yeah. Like if you are the doer, you just figure out how to have it done without being like, hey, this needs to be done. And, you know, passing it off to the person above you or whoever. Be that person that tries to accomplish whatever they can without asking for help. Yeah. And I don't mean don't ask for help in like a toxic way.
No. And also not in a reckless way.
Not in a reckless way, right? Like not like, oh, like I'm not really sure if this needs surgery or not, or if this is, you know, I need to reduce this. No. So I'm just going to guess and hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just figure it out.
But even like we have a provider in our practice who just started in a brand new position. This position we literally like created because we have a couple departments. We need a head of this department. So I meet with this person like, you know, every other day, something like that. And we got in a conversation about this schedule's so hard. Like there's so many variables. Like I've got this space and I've got this space and this clinic and this person's off and this one's split time. And I was like, well, you know, why don't you ask for access to more calendars? Why do I need more calendars? I'm like, you need more calendars. So you have everybody's whereabouts. And now so your like game of Tetris
vision boards with like, like when people are trying to find out who committed a crime and like the strings are attached.
I mean, not in like a creepy way, but in a very calculated way. But even like, I mean, my feedback was not like, yeah, man, you're right. That's really hard. My feedback was, the more you know, the more you can do. Yeah. So I suggest you take on more so that you can like look at me like, what are you talking about? No, but that again, I think it's just a different way to approach. If you want to do your job really well and you want to stand out and you want to be satisfied in your role and not look to see if you need a greener grass, I think you've got to just, I mean, take it all in, like drink out of a fire hose, right?
Yeah. And find a good mentor.
Find a good mentor. Yeah.
And just, you know, the clinic environment I grew up in.
You did. You were raised
in it. I'm not going to use the word that I was about to choose because
I think I know what it was.
I bet you do know what it was. But yeah, just like the pace of clinic and the amount of patients that you're like, I don't know any different. Like that's where I set my expectations.
Yeah. Yeah.
My doc also did a really good job at like trying to, you know, build my confidence and skill set very early on. So I think that was super important in just like building that teamwork mentality. Yeah. I think we have that going well for us.
I also think though, like, again, and this is in reference to our fan that wrote in, I think if you're not satisfied in your role, figure out what it is. Like, what is the thing? What is changeable? What is not? And again, if you work at a company that is willing to work with you and values you, then it's a conversation as opposed to let it build up, go find another job and then you present. And then at that point you're like, well, it's because of this and it's because of this and it's because of this. Like
you
never say anything. Yeah, exactly. Because I think a lot of companies are willing to work with you as far as whatever the issue is. But
yeah. And I think too, like, and when push comes to shove, like if they're not, or it just doesn't seem like that is a changeable role, there's a lot of jobs out there.
There's a lot of jobs out there.
There is potential to find exactly what you're looking for. I'm certain of it. But
agree.
You should, especially for somebody with their first job out of school. I don't know. Do you think there's an appropriate time frame? Like, hey, give it a year. It looks bad if you jumped sooner than.
Yes, I think if I saw a resume that was a year at one job, a year at another job, 6 months at another, and it's a pattern, red flag. I think if it's a year and then 6 years somewhere, like the first one that's like a year, whatever. But if you then have a solid, I think 2 years is good. But if you go 2 years, next thing 2 years, then I know that you're going to be 2 years with me.
Yeah. But even if what you're doing within your specialty isn't exactly what you want to do long term, you will find some benefit from being in that position and getting as good as you can at it. Because like I said, urgent care, like I learned how to manage a heavy load and like triage and figure out what order to do things in efficiently. That carried over and helped me be more efficient in clinic.
Oh, yeah.
Splinting and stuff. Obviously, I don't do that as much in my clinic, but need to know how to do it for my clinic and for an EOR.
But we talked about this before. Like you have someone that comes in with like an index finger, blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, hey, man, my knee really hurts. You are very capable of evaluating their knee.
Do some knee injections if they want me to. I'll still pick up some urgent care shifts from time to time, but it is helpful. So, if you're on somebody who's working in an inpatient ortho setting and you wish you were outpatient, well, you're going to be really good at like all the hospital side of things.
Yes.
If and when you have to do that and that crosses over, and vice versa. If you work, outpatient, but you want to be more of like a hospital type role and spend your time rounding, well, you're going to have a lot more patient interactions and just be better at that aspect of things.
Yeah.
So, always something to gain from it.
All right. I'm going to tie this back to a positive note. Yeah. Again, I don't know where the hell we went today.
I don't know where we went with it, but like it was random.
It was random. It's fine. It's Wednesday Musings.
This is the Wednesday Musings. Where are you going this weekend?
Back to the beach. Sand soccer tournament.
Okay.
It'll be good.
Nice.
Yeah. My daughter plays in a sand soccer tournament, which is really, really fun to watch. But more importantly, you get to sit on the beach for most of the day. Nice. It's not supposed to be a little rainy. But anyway, okay, so 3 pieces of advice to new PAs to make themselves indispensable. Now, this is for our listener who wrote in, right? Mm-hmm. This is for any of our providers who are kind of like in the mix of like, is this the right job for me? Or how do I grow professionally? Okay. 1, become relentlessly reliable. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You don't have to be the loudest one. You are the one people never worry about. Yeah. Follow through every time, because it's not the times you follow through. It's the one time you didn't that everybody remembers.
No, and is that like that haunts?
It haunts you. Of course it haunts you. Yeah. Always close the loop. There's nothing that's left. Did they not? Be the person who always makes things smoother, not harder.
Yeah.
Okay. A dependable PA becomes incredibly difficult to replace because trust compounds over time. Mm-hmm. And again, time. If you're at a job that you don't really love, give it time, because good things will grow from that. Mm-hmm. Okay. 2, master communication and emotional intelligence.
Important.
A huge percentage of your career success in medicine has nothing to do with your medical knowledge. True or false?
True.
That's true. Learn how to talk to patients when they are scared, angry, confused, unrealistic. Learn how to talk to surgeons when they are, wait for it, scared, angry, confused, unrealistic. Learn how to read attending preferences without taking feedback personally. Very, very hard.
Oh, that is so hard.
Very, very hard.
So hard to do.
Very, very hard. Yeah. Communicate concisely and clearly so nobody's asking you what you meant, and know when to listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Master of communication is not talking all the time, but knowing when to shut the fuck up and listen.
Yeah. Even when you feel like you could defend yourself and should defend yourself.
So hard. It's so hard. It's so hard.
Your mouth, bite your tongue, and listen to their opinion
Yeah.
on
So
what you should have done. And
sulk about it later. Yeah. Last one. This is your favorite one because you've talked about this a lot. Own your growth instead of waiting to be taught. Fast rising PAs are always proactive learners. Review things before hearing, the result of it. Like review the MRI before you go in with the patient, right? Study techniques, study postoperative protocols. You're not showing up for surgery and they're like, hey, is this patient a baseball player or a football player? Know the answer.
Yeah.
Know everything outside of your job: billing, workflow, scheduling, documentation, practice operations.
Know how to do everybody else's job.
Yeah. And then, yes, that is true.
Yeah.
And then develop some type of skill set that makes your team better. Something that you, again, put your stamp on it. Something that you did that nobody else can do.
Now you're indispensable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel with that. Don't expect that your growth is going to come from somebody else pushing you to do it or giving you these recommendations on, hey, you need to do this next.
Yep. And if you are going to leave a job, know that you did all of these things and you have grown from that. And that's the best, that's the best advice I have.
And you might do all these things and still find out that like, hey, this is not the fit for me.
Exactly.
But yeah. Well, we wanted to make that. Was that positive? Was that more positive than normal? I think so.
I think so.
I feel like I gave positive energy into this.
I think I honestly think, one, the goal, at least in my head, I don't remember what we're supposed to talk about today, but the goal in my head was to end here. It was kind of to end here, but also like it is normal to go through these ebbs and flows. And I feel like when things are challenging, like, I always picture that. Yeah. Well, my one friend who's like a teacher, I'm like, I could be a teacher.
Oh, okay.
I could be a teacher. No, but I could.
Yeah, maybe you could.
But I picture myself. I'm like, okay, like, what would I wear? Like, I don't know.
What would I wear to my
I have to start all over. I would. Like, would I cut my hair differently? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I always think about that.
Who was the magic school bus teacher?
I know, with the glasses and
Rizzle.
I was going to say Rhonda. But her first name was probably Rhonda.
Rhonda.
Or Brenda or something.
But yeah, I feel that. So we have one of our PTs who's going to come join us soon to talk about some, interdisciplinary collaboration.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be super good, super important. Oh my God, I'll have to show you what. So I saw Hamilton Sunday.
Oh, we didn't debrief. I'm going tomorrow. Yeah. We didn't debrief about it. Was it good?
No. Well, we have to debrief after.
All right. Okay.
You do yours.
Okay.
I had moments of time during it that I was like, wow, these struggles I can relate to my own life, but like, I guess I am the martyr, right? I'm comparing my life to Alexander Hamilton. His struggles. Like,
you are him.
Yeah. So can we
draw parallels next time?
We are going to draw parallels. ChatGPT gave me a list of all the songs in it and the parallels to how it relates to our job.
I am so excited for that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay.
It's happening. So
I'm very excited. Okay.
All right. Till one of these
Till next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Joint Effort PAs. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow PA or med-minded friend. You can also follow us on Instagram at Joint Effort PAs for updates and extra content. See you next time.